One-click shopping is the default setting for modern life, with a single platform facilitating nearly 40% of all online commerce in the United States. To the consumer, it is a frictionless, almost magical experience. But that scale has generated significant public backlash. Organized protests and government investigations are now focused on the structural power required to maintain this convenience. The rise of this empire involved more than just selling products. It required the systematic capture of the invisible infrastructure that connects the entire modern economy. Jeff Bezos began his career as a quantitative analyst at the secretive Wall Street hedge fund D.E. Shaw. He approached the early World Wide Web through the lens of data and mathematics, viewing the internet as a massive efficiency problem to be solved. He pitched a strategy built on total market dominance. He convinced investors to accept billions in losses for years, using that capital to build a logistics network that competitors could never afford to replicate. To build this data harvesting machine, he needed a high-volume entry point with a massive variety of inventory. He chose books. Books were a mathematical choice. The category contains millions of individual items, a volume impossible for any physical store to stock. This gave the internet a structural advantage over every brick-and-mortar bookstore on Earth. This bookstore served as a behavioral laboratory. Every click, every pause on a page, and every abandoned cart generates a data point. This information allows the algorithm to map consumer behavior with enough precision to predict exactly what a user will buy next. Wall Street effectively subsidized this experiment. By allowing the company to operate deeply in the red, investors gave it a financial weapon that traditional profit-reliant retailers simply did not have. In this first phase, the books were merely the bait. The actual product was the collection of predictable consumer behavior. Once the company controlled the customers, it turned its focus to the suppliers. Internal teams launched the Gazelle project, a strategy of isolating the smallest and most vulnerable publishers to demand better financial terms, much like a cheetah isolates a sick gazelle. When the independent publisher Melville House refused to pay a demanded kickback, the company simply removed the buy button from every one of their titles. This maneuver showed that a platform can choke a supplier's revenue and destroy its business without ever physically touching its inventory. The final move was opening the platform to third-party sellers. This effectively invited thousands of direct competitors to set up shop inside a marketplace the company owned and controlled. Prime was the lock. By bundling free shipping with entertainment, the company trapped 150 million people inside its ecosystem. Independent retailers found that they had to join the platform just to reach the buyers. This created a three-part trap for those sellers. They must pay platform fees for access, surrender their valuable customer data, and compete against the platform's own private label products, which the algorithm can promote over theirs. By controlling the interface between buyer and seller, the company transitioned from a retailer into the primary infrastructure for digital trade. Direct retail competitors were successfully converted into rent-paying tenants, trapped on a digital main street they do not own. Competing with this empire now requires duplicating a massive physical layers. The company has built a nationwide network of fulfillment centers, powered by Kiva Robotics, sophisticated automated units that navigate warehouses to retrieve inventory with inhuman speed. They added a logistics layer to match, creating a delivery network of independent vans designed to rival UPS and FedEx. This fleet provides the final physical link to the consumer doorstep. Underneath it all is the digital layer, Amazon Web Services, or AWS. AWS is a cloud computing platform that rents out server space to millions of businesses and government agencies. It generates the pure profit needed to fund the retail side's aggressive expansion. This creates a nearly insurmountable barrier. A new competitor cannot just build a better website. They would have to spend billions of dollars to rebuild the physical world. Shel Caffin, the very first employee at the company, has expressed concern that applying aggressive business school logic at this scale has resulted in an antisocial adult of a corporation. The company has successfully blurred the line between being a participant in a market and being the market itself. The most pressing question for a modern democracy is no longer about the speed of a delivery. It is about whether capitalism can function when a single private company controls its vital infrastructure.